Hi, this is Rabbi Young. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly video email. I don't know if it's on your mind as much as it is on mine, but I've been thinking about Passover. Just this past weekend, I spoke to a group of interfaith clergy about Passover from the Jewish perspective and how it differs from the perspective of Passover from other religions. And so it's got me really thinking deeply about it. I'm very excited for the holiday. I've got family coming in town this week. So hopefully we'll be able to cook together and really make the Passover Seder something special. And of course, the reason my family is coming into town is because this Saturday we're going to celebrate our daughter Isabella as she becomes a bat mitzvah. So we hope you will join us for that celebration at 10:30 on Saturday morning. Back to Passover. There is so much that we do to prepare for Passover. Some of us clean the whole house. Some of us clean out our cabinets. And hopefully we all get the chance to search for chametz. Chametz are the grains that puff up and create leaven, which is any puffy sort of bread that we don't eat on Passover, and all of the bread products that are included with the making of them. Now, customarily, chametz is only 5 grains. Those 5 grains are barley, rye, oat, wheat, and spelt. And the reason that I say it in that order is thanks to Raz Averbuk, who taught me the mnemonic browse for Passover to know what grains are chametz. So barley, rye, oat, wheat, and stout. Spelt, not stout. That's the beer lover in me coming in for a Freudian slip. So those 5 grains plus 18 minutes of rising time equals chametz. But a lot of us, myself included, do not eat kitniot on Passover either. Those are things like rice and beans and sometimes even peanuts and any sort of grain that rises. I include quinoa, even though recently the conservative movement declared quinoa kosher for Passover. It is still kitniot. And as someone who is very, shall we say, traditional, dare I say, on Passover, I also avoid kitniot in our house, and I avoid things that I consider kitniot because I don't need other rabbis telling me what the rules are most of the time. So when we get rid of the chametz in our lives, when we get rid of any of those grains that get puffy, we're acknowledging that we need to shrink down a little on Passover. On Passover, we read the story of the Israelites being captives of the Egyptian taskmasters. And the word for Egypt is Mitzrayim, which means narrow place. And when you're squeezed in a narrow place, you have to shrink yourself down to get out. Think about when you get out of a car and someone has parked a little too close and you have to like suck everything in and scooch over and get into the car oh so carefully. It's easier to do that when we're not puffed up. The spiritual and emotional parallel to that is that we have to take our ego down a couple of notches to be able to get ourselves out of difficult situations. We have to not think so much of ourselves and consider others much more carefully. And that will keep us from being so puffed up. And that will help us get that spiritual chametz out of our lives and keep ourselves a little bit more on the pure, on the straight and narrow for Passover and always. So I hope that your preparations for Passover are wonderful, and I hope that you join us on Saturday as Bella becomes a bat mitzvah, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.